Hello friends, I made this form. My name is Lauren. And today I wanted to share some witchy tips for you as we all prepare for the full moon in Capricorn. So if you are not a returning subscriber, if you've never been here before, hi, hello, welcome. I like to talk about astrology through the tarot. I like to talk about toxic spirituality, all sorts of witchy things. And returning subscribers, hi, hello, welcome. What's good? But yeah, today I want to kind of just talk about not necessarily the details of what this lunation means, which is its own video, but more around some ritual tips. So I will also be making a video about some of the thoughts, feelings, energy, nuance that this moon is going to be bringing. So before I do that, make sure, or do any more talking really, make sure to check down the links down below. Like, comment, subscribe if you have not already. Ring the bell for notifications so that you can see that video as well as my full moon reading that will be coming out soon as well. But let's talk about ritual ideas. So basic concepts to kind of think about when we're talking about any lunation is one, is it a full moon, new moon, quarter moon, half, like all of that stuff, waning, waxing. And what element is the moon going to be in? So full moon, it's going to be an illuminating time, a great time to harvest what we have been creating, a great time to take stock of what we have available. Abundance is really the word for when the moon is full because it has reached its peak. So that can be some of the just general energy that we're tapping into with a full moon. But with it being in Capricorn, there are some specific energies that we can begin to dive into. Capricorn is a earth sign, so these ideas might be a little outdoorsy or just really relate to earth as an element a lot. It's also our initiator, so it is the complement of, or the in opposition. I like to think of them as complements, but maybe you know, complementary colors on a color wheel. If you put them together, they kind of clash, but next to each other, they resonate beautifully. So they're across from each other on the zodiac wheel. And of course, that means that they are both initiators of their season because they are both cardinal energies, but very different ends of the same spectrum. So whereas some people talk about Cancer as the provider, Capricorn is the, Cancer is the nurturer, Capricorn is the provider. So those are kind of ways we can look at the opposition without making them opposing forces, right? So, of course, I always want to share this. Any time there's a full moon, it is because the sun and the moon are opposite of each other. That is what the opposing parts mean. Sometimes I see this as like, people think of it as tension, and it can be, but there's also a lot of harmony that comes with these opposing signs because ultimately their goals are fundamentally the same. Just the way that they go after their goals can be very, very different. Hence, the nurturer versus the provider. Both are caring signs, but they go about providing, nurturing, caring in different ways. They have different love languages, perhaps. I digress. With it being a cardinal sign and this sign of earth, we can think about really, and also just the energy of Capricorn being very structural. Capricorn is really about, and I have 6 planets on Capricorn, so I would know. Capricorn is really about logically finding the best way to move forward. sometimes the logic takes over the part of the brain that is more whimsical. But that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. All things in balance, right, friendos? So this is some things that we can think about when we're thinking about this moon, is really taking stock of the work that we have been producing, what is the structures that we are creating for ourselves, as well as our legacy. I feel like with Capricorn, there's a big focus on legacy. What do we leave for the next generation? Is it really for the benefit of the next generation? Because once again, Capricorn is the provider. Provider being, how do we care for those that follow? How do we lead the way in a way that really creates abundance and love and sharing change? Like, I'm on my soapbox again. But all of this is to say, the ritual ideas that I'm going to give you are related to everything I just said. So one thing that might be supportive for you is to pull out some really supportive grounding stones, because this is an earth element. Connecting to that earth element in a way that feels good to us on an individual level will of course look different for each person. But I always highly recommend some good grounding stones. This is a smoky quartz. You could also use tourmaline, obsidian, jet, onyx. All of those black stones, those dark stones, can be really supportive and just kind of having with you, maybe doing some meditation with, maybe even just lying down on the ground with these stones on your body as a way of resting with intention. Sometimes it can be really powerful to just give ourselves that ritual of rest and dress it up as much as feels supportive. Maybe you lay down with this one stone on your forehead. Maybe you go crazy with all the crystals and put on some binaural beats in your room with the lights off and really like journey in. But connecting with stones is one thing that I would really encourage you to do. And that includes perhaps going for a walk outside. If there's a full moon, or a new moon, I try to take specific time to go outdoors because I can feel a little bit more connected. Sometimes I'm too tired. This is a thing that I want to just like say real quick. I'm kind of rambling. That's fine. Some days be like that. When we are trying to connect with the moon, the caveat with everything that I'm sharing is that sometimes we require more rest than we expect. The energy of the moon when we are working with that lunation, just like I said, it can wear us out. It can make us feel super tired and drained. So I would recommend really checking in with your body first, maybe going for just a light walk, sitting outside, putting your feet on some grass if that feels supportive. And of course, at the very end of the day, listening to your body, this physical vessel. Capricorn can be a very physical sign, whether that is the physical world where we create income, whether it is the house that we live in, the space that we work in, the work that we produce. It can be physical in a lot of different ways, but bringing just gentle awareness to your body is so revolutionary and definitely highly recommended. As always, I also highly recommend that when you're using the moon as energy you want to work with, pull out your tarot deck, pull some cards. Pull some cards, baby. And a pull that I would recommend you making is what needs to be illuminated in my physical world. Just a quick pull with a tarot deck or an oracle deck. But this is a good prompt for you to explore with your deck that you trust and love, and then perhaps journaling after. So again, what is something I am illuminating that is related to my physical world? That can be the house that you live in, the structures that you are in, your car, your job, how you make money, what you produce, what do you put out, how do you work in the physical world, what needs illumination there, what's being illuminated there, what energy are we tapping into there. So that can be a really easy prompt to get you into your work. Again, bring out those grounding crystals, because this is something I've been meaning to bring up. With Neptune in retrograde in Pisces, we could be going through a lot right now as far as the illusions. Oh my God, sorry. The illusions that no longer serve. So I highly recommend checking those things out, really taking some time to just listen to your body, do some quick pulls with your tarot deck, even if it's just, what's a card for this full moon? Keep it simple. Sometimes it can feel so nourishing to put so much work into our rituals. But I love that Capricorn is almost being that very critical eye Capricorn, saying, what's most necessary? What needs to stay? What is just extra? How can we snip it down to the most essential of what we need? And that might be a really powerful thing just to reflect on. What do we essentially need? Bare bones. Don't focus on the extra shit. Leo season's coming. You'll have time to do that. But with this full moon in Capricorn, I invite you to take it easy, take it slow. Maybe focus a lot on the home space, your workspace. Where do you spend lots of time? And assessing where it needs to get trimmed down. Those are my reflections and witchy tips for this full moon. As always, leave your comments, your thoughts down below. Another great thing before I go real quick, as I was talking about these stones, the sun is in Cancer. Maybe a stone bath, a grounding stone bath would be really supportive. I usually think that baths are great for full moons or new moons, because full moons especially, I tend to feel very drained. And maybe that's because I'm a Cancer. I feel overwhelmed and I want to be in some water and just kind of soak, rest, and rejuvenate. But tell me down below, what are you doing for this full moon? Do you have any plans? Are you going to play it by ear? Any and all thoughts, comments down below, let me know. And of course, please make sure to stay connected. My link tree is down there and it has all the information, including my TikTok, Instagram, my website, in case you want to get any private readings from me, along with all the other amazing things that I do. But with that said, I love you. I hope you have a great full moon in Capricorn, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.